but does not have necessarily the speed advantage on the defensive end. Quaylon Newton knocks away the long pass intended for Montrell Williams. Inbound to Alex Brown, guarded by Dunn up top, gets a screen from Woods, drives down on Starkey and is rejected by Jonathan Dunn out of bounds. Williams pumps, drives on Newton, and just throws it down over Noah Starkey. A strong drive from Montrell Williams. Spate up top, guarded by Williams. They get the switch over to Klein. Starkey fronted nicely by Woods. Jonathan Dunn up top, guarded by Brown. Quaylon Newton inside, is blocked by Woods. We've got a jump ball, as Woods was able to get the rejection on Newton. That'll be Arkansas Tech basketball. A little bit choppy play from SNU offensively so far. Lee goes around the screen from Woods. Klein, deep three over Stevens, is long. Brown saves the ball. A great save over to Williams up top. Lee goes around the screen, down the lane, gets by Dunn and scores. Spate bringing the ball up the court. Newton over to Stevens on the right wing. Over to Starkey. Ball knocked away by Woods. Great recovery as Starkey. And then Lee gets in Starkey's way, and Starkey trips over him, and the foul is on Noah Starkey. First foul on Starkey, as Arkansas Tech has a 9-5 lead. 16:45 to go here in the first half. Woods, deep three over Starkey. It's good. And a quick start here for Arkansas Tech, which leads 12-5. Stevens up top against Montrell Williams. Now over to Jonathan Dunn against Mason Klein. Dunn tries down the lane. Scoop layup is good. Excellent aggressive play there. And a bad pass ahead from Freddie Lee is intercepted by Quaylon Newton. Newton gives it up to Spade, who's working on the right wing. Now over to Dunn. Pulls up from deep three, is short. Newton going over the back and commits the foul. Timeout on the floor. 15:56 to go, first half. It's Arkansas Tech 12 and SNU 7. We'll be right back after this short break. And we're back here at the Sawyer Center. Arkansas Tech with an early 12-7 lead over SNU. which started the game just 3 of 8 from the field. Number 33, Leonardo Edwards into the game for Arkansas Tech. And he quickly picks up a moving screen foul for the Arkansas Tech turnover. SNU working the ball back. Quaylon Newton at the left elbow. And pass to Starkey is intercepted. Zach Johnson into the game for Chris Stevens. Edwards, rejected by Newton, gets his own miss back. Layup is no good. Montrell Williams goes up again and is fouled. Foul is on Newton. That is his second foul quickly. A little too aggressive there for Newton going for that offensive rebound. And he quickly has 2 personal fouls. Ashton Charles into the game now for Quaylon Newton. Ashton Charles, 6'8", 210 freshman from Klein Collins High School in Houston. Williams, second free throw is up and good. 14-7 now. Arkansas Tech leads. Micah Spate working the ball up the court. Not taking a shot yet in this one. Charles, baseline jumper over Klein is good. And the freshman quickly getting in on the action here. And another moving screen call on Leonardo Edwards. His second very quickly, the Kent State transfer.
Personal foul is on Leonardo Edwards, his second personal foul. Team foul for 3.
And Trevin Woods quickly comes back in to replace him. Spate working the ball up the court against Freddie Lee. Goes around the Ashton Charles screen, who gets it. Now over to Zach Johnson. Spate, deep 3, is good. Rattles it in. Lee finds Trevin Woods. Out to Alex Brown for 3 is long, but Williams grabs the rebound. Kicks over to Klein in the corner for 3. It's also long. And Spate with the rebound, pushing tempo against Freddie Lee. And that's a blocking foul on Freddie Lee. Tried to anticipate Micah Spate's move and was unable to get his feet set in place of Micah Spate's drive. And he will pick up his first foul, 4th on the team. And he will take a seat. And R.J. Glasper into the game. R.J. Palmer into the game for SNU for Noah Starkey. Number 5, Jeremy Grace into the game for Arkansas Tech. Alex Brown takes a seat. Dunn with a long 3 is short, but he tracks down his own miss. Drives back in, kicks to Charles in the corner. His 3-pointer is good, and SNU takes their first lead of the game at 15-14. Montrell Williams working on Charles, and a hand check called on Charles as Montrell Williams began his drive. Ashton Charles with a quick 5 points off the bench. 3 points off the bench. Guarding Glasper, and R.J. Palmer gets the deflection ahead to Spate. Now Dunn driving baseline, goes in for the jam, and it's no good off the rim, no good, and Palmer misses the putback, and Klein tracks down the rebound. Glasper with it, guarded by R.J. Palmer, gives it up to Trevin Woods. Quick trigger for 3 from the wing, and it's good. And he's got something to say to the SNU bench. Micah Spate bringing the ball up the court. Now switches, and he's guarded by Trevin Woods. Palmer dives down. Spate 3-pointer is short, and Williams with the rebound. Over to Glasper. Grace with it now, guarded by Dunn. Palmer switches over to him. Trevin Woods pulls the trigger for 3, and it is long off the back iron. Montrell Williams in there for the rebound. Ball knocked away by Spate and stolen. And Zach Johnson is fouled. by Williams.
Fouls on Montrell Williams.
Exciting action so far in this one. And Alex Brown returns to the game for Montrell Williams. Arkansas Tech, looks like they're only running 8 or 9 deep today. Not a lot of depth. Oh, and Dunn faked Charles out on the back cut. He had it open, and Charles saw it, but Dunn one too many cuts there, and Charles threw it away out of bounds. Glasper with it now, working against Micah Spate. Gets the screen from Woods. Woods dives down the lane and puts it in. Trevin Woods circled around another screen and got the wide open layup there. Spate was unable to follow him. Spate guarded by Glasper, and he fouls him.
Personal foul is on R.J. Glasper, his first personal foul. Team foul 6.
16th foul already on the Wonder Boys. Next one will be 1-1 for SNU. Spade up top, guarded by Alex Brown. Gives it over to Palmer, who's guarded by Woods. Now Dunn. Back up top to Spate. Middle of the lane to Palmer. Drop step. Beautiful left-handed shot off the glass and in. Palmer hustling back down the court, gets in front of Trevin Woods and knocks it away to Zach Johnson. Zach Johnson crosses the timeline. And SNU has the ball down 2 with just under 12 minutes to go first half. Spade gets the screen from Charles. Palmer down low, and he traveled. Nice job pulling the chair out from under him by Trevin Woods. And we've got a stoppage on the court. 11:38 to go first half. It's SNU 17, trailing Arkansas Tech 19-17. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. Arkansas Tech leading SNU 19-17 in what has been a fun first half so far. R.J. Glasper working against Zach Johnson here. Number 10, Coleman Edwards into the game for Micah Spate. Noah Starkey also back in the game for R.J. Palmer. Glasper slips on the dribble drive, and that's a travel and a turnover for the Wonder Boys. That's their 7th. Johnson working it up. Dunn on the right wing. Gives it up to Edwards. Working against Glasper. Charles whips it inside to Starkey, and a bad pass. Taken away by Jeremy Grace. Grace drives, kicks corner to Klein for 3. Long off the back iron. And Johnson with the rebound. He'll bring it up across the timeline as Adam Bohach calls out the plays. Excuse me. Coleman Edwards step back for 3 is long, and Trevin Woods, who's been everywhere so far for Arkansas Tech, gets the rebound. Glasper deep 3 long. Zach Johnson with the rebound, and he'll push for SNU. Guarded by Jeremy Grace. Dunn on the right wing, guarded by Glasper. Charles, free throw line jumper is long. Battle for the rebound comes down to Alex Brown. Both teams gone a little cold from the field. Alex Brown, straightaway three is good. Right on cue. Arkansas Tech now 4 of 11 from three-point range. SNU just under 40% right now. It's 7 of 18. Edwards. Starkey, and he came up and wasn't ready for it. Quaylon Newton coming back into the game with 2 fouls. Ashton Charles will sit down. Coleman Edwards takes a seat. Chris Stevens and Micah Spate into the game as well. Dunn out, Charles out, Coleman Edwards out. So Spate, Stevens, Newton, Johnson, and Starkey, the 5 on the court right now for SNU. Glasper, Grace, Woods, Montrell Williams, and Alex Brown on the court for Arkansas Tech. Glasper drives right by Spate and scores.
R.J. Glasper.
And the lead is up to 7 for Arkansas Tech, 24-17, 9.5 to go first half. Stevens trying to get the ball inside to Starkey. Trevin Woods doing a nice job of fronting Starkey. Alex Brown a nice over the help. And Starkey puts down the dunk as Trevin Woods picks up the foul. Trying to come around him to get the swat, and was unable to do that, and Starkey was able to put it down and get the foul. That's the first foul on Woods, 7th team foul for Arkansas Tech. And Starkey will go back to the line looking to complete his second three-point play of the day. Free throw is up and good. Freddie Lee back into the game now. Alex Brown, three-pointer, no good. Quaylon Newton rebound. Gives it up to Spate. Mason Klein takes a seat for Arkansas Tech. Chris Stevens on the right wing. Starkey working hard in the post. Stevens, Johnson. Over to Newton. In the lane, pumps, is rejected by Montrell Williams, and the ball is deflected out by Newton. Montrell Williams not the biggest guy in the court, but certainly very athletic. He's been mixing it up in the paint the entire game on both ends of the court. Freddie Lee up top now against Micah Spate. Screen from Williams. Pivots and gets it out to Grace. Fires a three from the right wing is long. Newton comes down with a rebound and gives it up to Spate right before he hits the deck. Spate to Stevens in the corner. Working hard to get it to Starkey. Spate nearly lost the ball before he shot it. But Newton got the offensive rebound. Spate goes back in and gets the layup to go right over Jeremy Grace. And Spate, hustling back, commits the foul on Freddie Lee. And we have another stoppage in play. The under 8 timeout. 24-22, Arkansas Tech leads this one. We'll be right back after this quick break. And we're back to action here at the Sawyer Center. Arkansas Tech inbounding the ball. R.J. Glasper with it, guarded by Zach Johnson. He's around the screen from Williams, drives by Starkey, kick corner. Mason Klein for three. It's good. Excellent driving kick from Glasper to Klein. Klein shooting 44% from three-point range coming in. With 30 made threes, he is the team's leading shooter as Spate over the top to Quaylon Newton for the alley-oop. Williams guarded by Starkey. Williams, 2 dribbles and pops and scores. That is a mismatch in favor of Arkansas Tech. Spate in the screen from Newton, guarded by Klein. Now gets a screen from Johnson going against Lee. Johnson working inside to Newton. Newton pivots and hits the hook shot. And it looks like we had to delay a game on Starkey for touching the ball after the basket. Ashton Charles back into the game. Newton will take a seat. And Jonathan Dunn back in as well as Chris Stevens sits down. 29-26, Arkansas Tech leads with just under 7 minutes to go first half. Lee drives on Spate, down the lane, just left the layup short. And Ashton Charles with the rebound. Starkey working hard against the 6'4" Montrell Williams, who's given up 7 inches to Starkey. But SNU can't get the ball inside to him. They are crowding the paint. Dunn finds Zach Johnson driving baseline, and he missed the easy one. Lee with it now to Klein. Deep three is long. And Charles comes up with it. Spate hits the deck, no call. Spate working against R.J. Glasper. Goes around the Charles screen. Now the Johnson screen. Johnson, free throw line. Lob to Starkey, and he got it. Johnson wide open. Chose not to take the shot, and now we have a foul. It's on Johnson going after the lob pass to Montrell Williams. Big collision there, both going for the ball, but they get Zach Johnson with the foul call there. Zach Johnson left wide open at the free throw line, chose not to shoot, but instead got Starkey on the lob to make it a 29-28 game. Arkansas Tech still with the 1-point lead. Glasper working on Johnson. Directing traffic. Now Klein. Starkey. Klein. Back to Glasper. Glasper for three is good. And having Starkey on the court is great offensively for SNU, but defensively it is proving very difficult for him to switch on these smaller Arkansas Tech players. Johnson again at the free throw line, left wide open, and he cans the jumper this time. Lee driving on Spate. Grace, deep three-pointer blocked by Dunn. Charles with the rebound, gives it to Spate. Spate working against Klein. Zach Johnson working against Klein now. And Charles, too aggressive on the 5'7" Lee, and he gets called for the offensive foul. And that's his second personal foul. 7th on the team, so both teams in one-on-one situations going forward here in the first half. Lee with Spate on his hip. Finds Klein for three is short. Lee or Glasper. A little bit of contact there with Spate, but it goes out off Glasper. And SNU has possession with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the first half. Zach Johnson up top with it. Trying to get it to Dunn, and he does on the right wing. Dunn pulls up for three from there, and he hits it. And SNU takes a 33-32 lead with 4 minutes to go. Klein over to Lee, guarded by Spate. Ball bounces off Starkey's foot, and Spate has it. Drives by Glasper, puts it up and over Montrell Williams and spins it in for two. Incredible shot from Micah Spate. Montrell Williams had a beat on it and was ready to send that into the stands, but Spate was able to spin that high off the glass and get it to go. Lee with it now. Double team by Spate and Dunn. Grace working on Dunn. Kicks to Lee. Now to Glasper up top. Guarded by Zach Johnson. Glasper drives down the lane, floats it over Starkey, no good, but Montrell Williams there for the putback slam. Again, Montrell Williams has been very impressive with his athleticism so far today. Spate gets the screen from Charles and gets the matchup with Klein. Pulls the trigger from three, top of the key, just short. Charles gets the rebound and is fouled underneath. That foul is going to go against R.J. Glasper. We have a stoppage in play on the court. We will, with 2:52 remaining, SNU with a 1-point lead, 35-34. We will be right back after this. And we're back here at the Sawyer Center. Ashton Charles with a two-shot opportunity here. Hits the first. And second free throw up. And also good. Ashton Charles with 7 points and 4 rebounds off the bench so far in this one. Giving Coach Adam Bohach excellent minutes so far. He's only played in 2 games so far this year. He's turned it up. Montrell Williams for 3, short. But Jeremy Grace gets inside of Jonathan Dunn and gets the rebound and the putback. 2.5 to play, 37-36, SNU. And given the scoring averages of these two teams, you have to think that this is being played at a pace more kind to SNU. Charles tries to lob inside to Starkey, is knocked away by Brown. Long outlet to Brown, who lays it up and in. Terrific individual play there from Alex Brown, who got the deflection on the entry pass to Starkey. Then the quick run out. Gets a great pass from Grace, and he gets the layup. Dunn over to Starkey, now over to Spate, who's guarded by Brown. To Dunn, who's guarded by Lee. Goes up, knocked away, gathers, and kicks it back out. Spate with 3 on the shot clock. Just saw it. Long 3 is long. Tipped around, and Montrell Williams has the rebound. Williams drives past Zach Johnson. is fouled by, I believe, Ashton Charles. It's going to be his third.
As a third personal foul on Ashton Charles. 8th team foul.
And Montrell Williams will go back to the free throw line. 8 points so far for Williams. 2 for 2 from the line. 5 rebounds and a block so far. And the first one is short. Off the backboard, no good. Quaylon Newton comes back into the game for Ashton Charles. Second free throw is up, in and out, no good. Zach Johnson holds the rebound and gives it up to Spate. Dunn, long corner from the right wing. No good, but Newton tips it up, spins around and out. Lee over the top to Williams. Ball's deflected away, and Starkey has it. Zach Johnson with it now will bring it up the court for the Crimson Storm. Ooh, telegraphed the pass to Newton. Williams nearly jumped it. No, and Johnson gets the pass back from Newton and hits the three. Williams nearly had a steal. Instead, it results in a three-pointer for Zach Johnson. Jeremy Grace pumps, gets past Dunn. Shot off the backboard, no good, but Dunn will pick up his first foul. 9th team foul.
Jeremy Grace at the line.
And Grace will shoot 2. With 40 seconds left in the first half, SNU with a 2-point lead at 40-38. First one is good. SNU shooting 47% from the field, 4 of 12 from 3. They do have 12 assists so far. Zach Johnson and Micah Spate both with 4 each. Second one is also good, and we're tied at 40 with 40 seconds to go. Timeout, Storm. This will be a 30-second timeout for Coach Adam Bohotch. Been a great first half so far, back and forth. Both teams pretty similar in shooting. SNU 16 of 34 from the field. Arkansas Tech 15 of 34. Arkansas Tech is 6 of 19 from 3. SNU 4 of 12 from 3. 8 turnovers for Arkansas Tech, 7 for SNU. The Wonder Boys lead the rebounding battle 19-17 at this point. But overall, a pretty efficient first half for both, and really back and forth. Largest lead's been 7 for Arkansas Tech, and that was about the halfway point of the first half at 24-17. SNU looks like they'll just run traditional offense, not too concerned with trying to run the clock down. Johnson with it, working against Lee. Now Spate, guarded by Williams. He drives down the lane, kicks up to Johnson for the 3, and it's good! And SNU takes a 3-point lead with 12 seconds to go. Lee crosses half court against Spate, guarding him tightly. Gets the screen from Woods, drives on Starkey, kicks in the corner to Grace for 3, no good. Rebound fought for, Newton controls it, and we're at halftime. So SNU with Zach Johnson coming off the bench with 8 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Huge minutes from him and Ashton Charles so far in this one, who has 7 points but 3 personal fouls. Gives SNU a 43-40 lead at the break. We will take a timeout. We'll be right back with the first half analysis right after this. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center, where we are at halftime, and SNU holds a 43-40 lead over the Wonder Boys of Arkansas Tech. Taking a look at the first half stats, SNU shooting 48.5% from the field, 38.5% from three, 5 of 13. They are perfect at the foul line and hitting all 4 of their attempts so far in this one. 18 rebounds for SNU, 5 of those on the offensive glass, and they trail that 19-18, and Arkansas Tech with 7 offensive rebounds. Arkansas Tech 15 of 35, 43% from the field, 6 of 20 from three-point range. They are 4 of 6 from the foul line. Arkansas Tech led by as many as 7 in the first half, about halfway through the first half there. And this is currently the biggest lead for SNU in this one. SNU leading points in the paint, 22-16. Arkansas Tech has the edge in points off turnovers, 8-5, and also in second chance points, 10-7. Fouls are pretty even. 8 for Arkansas Tech in the first half, 9 for SNU. Turnovers also fairly even, 8 for Arkansas Tech and 7 for SNU. SNU individually, Noah Starkey, despite the matchup issues with the smaller Arkansas Tech team, leads the team with 10 points, just 1 rebound though so far for the 6'11 Starkey. Micah Spate, 7 points, 5 assists so far in this one, no turnovers for Spate. Hasn't been too aggressive in working for his shot, but we saw that a couple weeks ago as well, where he took over in the second half against Arkansas Monticello. Would anticipate the same thing for Spate here in this one. He might be a little more aggressive here in the second half. Zach Johnson, 8 points off the bench. He has been a spark of energy for the Storm so far in this one. 8 points, including 2 for 2 from three-point range, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and some really solid defense in there as well. Ashton Charles, the freshman from Klein Collins in Houston, 7 points off the bench. He did commit 3 fouls and 4 turnovers, but you do like the energy you saw from him to go along with 4 rebounds. Jonathan Dunn with 5 points, just 1 of 5 from three-point range. Quaylon Newton, 4 points, leads the team with 5 rebounds so far, and R.J. Palmer, 2 points off the bench to cap the Storm scoring so far. Trevin Woods, 10 points in the first half, 2 blocks, 3 rebounds, but didn't do a lot in the second half of the first half there. Montrell Williams was everywhere in the first half, 8 points, 5 rebounds for him. Trio of Wonder Boys with 5 points, Freddie Lee, Alex Brown, and R.J. Glasper, all with 5 points. Glasper leading the team with 4 assists in the first half. Jeremy Grace with 4 points, and Mason Klein just 3 points. Also just 1 of 6 from three-point range. Klein, of course, the Wonder Boys leading three-point shooter at 30 makes coming into today. He shoots 44% from three-point range, but just 1 of 6 so far here in the first half. Freddie Lee leads them in percentage-wise at 48%. They shoot 36.5% from 3 as a team, and they have shot more than double the amount of three-pointers as SNU this season and have made more than double as well. SNU shooting 41% from three-point range so far this season, but nobody has shot more than 53, whereas 3 players for Arkansas Tech have shot more than that this season. So a fun first half. Coming into this, we were looking at SNU's defense against Arkansas Tech's offense. Arkansas Tech, of course, averaging over 91 points per game so far this season. SNU giving up just 67 per game. So far, it's looking a little bit to be in favor of SNU as far as the pace goes, as far as the style of play, but still a lot of time to go here in this one, and it's a high-scoring affair either way, but we'll see how the second half shakes out. Certainly, you have to be pleased for both sides of the ball. For SNU, holding them under 45% shooting, especially 6 of 20 from three-point range. SNU doing a good job of challenging those three-point shooters on the perimeter. 43 points in the first half for SNU. Also a good sign as well, shooting nearly 50% from the field. We will take another quick break as the teams are beginning to return to the court for warm-ups. So we'll take a break, and then we will be back with the start of the second half here from the Sawyer Center. Again, at halftime, your score, SNU 43 and Arkansas Tech 40. We'll be right back. And we're back and ready for second half action here at the Sawyer Center on the campus of Southern Nazarene University. Starting lineups for both teams back on the court as SNU will start with the ball, moving left to right across your screens here. Newton, Spate, Dunn, Starkey, and Stevens for SNU. Lee, Williams, Brown, Woods, and Klein for Arkansas Tech. Spate, backdoor lob to Stevens, who goes up high to get it and puts it down. Chris Stevens had to climb the ladder for that one, but he was able to get that and put it down as SNU breaks out a 5-point lead. Williams down the lane. Oh, and a great spin off the glass. And in for two. Great play by Williams, who split Starkey and Newton on that play. Dunn, guarded by Brown. Dunn just 1 of 5 from 3 in the first half. drives baseline, and backs it back out. Stevens up top, over to Spate. Back to Dunn, who's guarded by Brown. Gets a screen from Starkey. Elbow jumper is short. And Brown grabs the rebound, and Newton commits his third foul. Not ideal, and Ashton Charles, also with 3 fouls, quickly checks back in. Lee brings it up the court and gets the screen from Woods. Pass a little wild, and Woods tracks it down. Lee now guarded by Charles. A little bit of speed mismatch there. On a great pass to Williams, who couldn't handle it. And it goes out of bounds over to SNU. Woods still fronting Starkey in the post. They get it down to him. Starkey turns and misses with the little right hook. Pass ahead to Williams. Looked like he was fouled by Dunn, but Woods is able to get the rebound, and he is fouled by Micah Spate. That is his second foul, second on the team so far in this half. And Arkansas Tech will inbound on the baseline. Gets it into the corner to Woods. Over to Lee. Thought about a 3. Kicks it to Brown. Over to Klein, who will shoot the 3, and he cans it. First 3-point attempt of the second half for Klein, and he hits it. They're going just 1 for 6 in the first half. Dunn on the right wing now, guarded by Brown. And Charles looking for Starkey again. Straight to Stevens. Now to Dunn, who pulls up a 3 of his own. It's no good. Williams tracks down the rebound and saves it to Brown. Over to Lee. Lee between the legs to the trailing Brown for 3. Long off the back board and back iron. Spate. Great cross-court pass over to Dunn. Backs into the corner. And back up to Spade up top, and SNU will set up the offense. Stevens pulls the trigger for 3. He's wide open, long. Starkey grabs the rebound, spins, puts it off the backboard, no good. But he is fouled by Trevin Woods. That will be his second personal foul. And Noah Starkey will go back to the free throw line for free throw attempts 3 and 4. First one is good. Leonardo Edwards returning for Trevin Woods. Edwards came in for a few minutes in the first half and quickly picked up 2 moving screen fouls and was back on the bench for the rest of the half. Second free throw is good. Lee goes around to Edwards' pick. Back to Brown, and Charles picks up his 4th foul with a hand check on Alex Brown. That'll bring R.J. Palmer off the bench. Ashton Charles with some good minutes so far for SNU, but just a little too aggressive on defense with his 4th foul. Looked like another moving screen on Edwards, but he gathers the pass from Lee and puts it in over Chris Stevens. And we're tied at 47, 16:40 to go in this one. Spate goes around the screen from Palmer. Starkey working hard against Edwards, and Edwards goes through his back trying to knock that pass away and picks up his 3rd personal foul.
Fouls on Leonardo Edwards, his 3rd personal foul. 2nd team foul.
Stevens with it against Brown. Over to Spate. Spate, a little too aggressive trying to get position on Freddie Lee, and R.J. Palmer will pick up his first personal foul. A little bit of a size mismatch. R.J. Palmer 6'6", Freddie Lee just 5'7". Those elbows are on Palmer, just not in a good spot, and he picks up the offensive foul. Lee dribbling against Spate, and Spate will pick up his third foul. A little hand check. Whistle getting a little tight here in the second half both ways. That's already 5 team fouls on SNU. Zach Johnson's going to come get Micah Spate. Zach Johnson had an excellent first half. Alex Brown against Palmer. Drives right by Noah Starkey and puts it in off the glass.
Alex Brown.
And Arkansas Tech back in the lead at 49-47. Johnson working around the R.J. Palmer pick. It's up top to Chris Stevens. Dunn to Starkey. Over the top to Palmer, and Lee knocks it out of his hands out of bounds. Timeout on the court. 15:44 to go in this one. We've got a battle here between Arkansas Tech and SNU. The Wonder Boys lead 49-47. We'll be right back after this short break. And we're back here, SNU, inbounding under their own basket. Coleman Edwards now into the game. And Starkey on the inbounds pass. Gets the layup to go. And a perfect lob from Zach Johnson. And the foul on Leonardo Edwards. That's his fourth foul. R.J. Glasper will return to the game for Edwards. Starkey making a living at the free throw line with these and one plays. This will be his third three-point play of the day. And that's 15 points for the junior. Glasper working against Dunn. Drives right by Starkey, but he traveled. Didn't really see what happened there. Maybe a palm or something. Zach Johnson working against Alex Brown now. Gets it to Coleman Edwards. Edwards just goes around the Glasper attempt at the steal, and Dunn drives baseline and gets the layup to go. Klein steps into a deep three and buries it. Klein is on the court to shoot threes, no doubt about that. That's all he's taken so far today. He's 3 of 8 from deep, and that was very deep. He was in the middle of the S of Storm at the midcourt logo. Dunn guarded by Klein. Dunn thought about a three. Instead drives by Williams. Stops, and then 3 seconds on R.J. Palmer. We looked like he was going to screen for Dunn, and then Dunn decided not to use it. And Palmer got caught in the lane there. Pitch and attempt. Lee working against Johnson, goes around the Montrell Williams screen. Now to Brown, top of the key, and he traveled. Turnovers. 3 for Arkansas Tech, 2 for SNU here in the second half. Palmer swings it over to Coleman Edwards, over to Starkey, who tried to tip it to himself to control it, and it's stolen by Montrell Williams. Williams over to Lee. Brown swings in the corner to Klein for 3. Short. Dunn with it now. Looks like he missed Palmer on the breakout. Dunn guarded by R.J. Glasper. Dunn working on him. 3-pointer, and it's good. Had the size mismatch there, and he took advantage, putting it right over Glasper's head. Now Glasper, guarded by Dunn, swings it over to Lee. Lee to Williams, powers down the lane. Looked like he walked, and Palmer swats that shot away and then gives it to Johnson. Johnson with it now. SNU controlling the pace in this game for the most part. Dumps it down low to Starkey, and Williams puts his hands on him, and that's a foul. Woods and Grace back in for Arkansas Tech. Quaylon Newton coming into the game for Starkey. Starkey will take a break. Klein and Williams take a seat for Arkansas Tech. Johnson inbounding on the baseline. Gets it into Newton. Over to Coleman Edwards. Now Dunn up top. Dunn pulls up for 3 around the Newton screen. No good. And Woods has the rebound. Over to Glasper. Glasper drives right down the lane. Is fouled by Edwards. Down low.
Personal foul on Coleman Edwards, his first personal foul.
And he will, R.J. Glasper will shoot 2.
R.J. Glasper at the line. Glasper shooting 2.
13 minutes to go in this one. 55-52 SNU with the lead as R.J. Glasper readies for 2 free throws. Glasper, a 94% free throw shooter this season. 46 of 49 is the most attempts and makes on the team. And he hits the first. As a team, Arkansas Tech 75% from the free throw line this season. And he misses the second, but a lane violation on Jonathan Dunn. So Glasper will get a 3rd attempt after that miss. And he makes SNU pay for that mental error. 55-52. SNU with the lead. Johnson over to Stevens. Back to Johnson up top. The corner to Stevens. Newton working hard. This is 2-3 zone for Arkansas Tech. R.J. Palmer. Elbow jumper is short. Trevin Woods with the rebound. Over to Lee. Now Glasper with it. Lee open for deep 3. Didn't take it. Jeremy Grace as R.J. Palmer flies by. Glasper will take the 3. It is long. Ball bounces weird off the backboard, and Palmer with the rebound. Zach Johnson with it. Now to Quaylon Newton. Works it inside. Kicks over to Dunn, and the wing for 3 is just off left. Woods with another rebound. Glasper drives down the lane, puts up the floating layup, and it's good. And Arkansas Tech retakes the lead. 56-55 with 11:50 to play. Arkansas Tech coach screaming to not lose 25. Instead, they lose Chris Stevens in the corner for 3. Too much attention to Jonathan Dunn, and they left Chris Stevens open for three. And SNU retakes the lead. Lee drives on Palmer, stops, pops, misses the shot. Woods and Dunn battle for the rebound, and it goes off Woods out of bounds. Woods looking for a foul on Dunn. No call. SNU will have possession when we return after the stoppage. 58-56. SNU leads. We'll be right back. And back to action here. Micah Spate back into the game for SNU. Starkey back in the game as well. As RJ Palmer takes a seat. Stevens dumps it down low and knocked away by Woods. Newton up and under, gets the layup to go. Quaylen Newton. Quaylen Newton is just 6'3", but he plays a lot bigger than that, and ball deflected and stolen away. Zach Johnson to Spate. Screen from Starkey. Spate over to Johnson. And back to Spate up top, guarded by Williams, who's back in the game. Newton working on the corner there. Looking for Spate in the corner, deflected by Glasper out of bounds. 5 seconds on the shot clock here for SNU, who leads 60-56. Mason Klein comes back in the game for Alex Brown. Johnson to Stevens. Johnson all the way to the basket. No shot, but he was fouled by Montrell Williams on the drive. Just the 5th on the team in the half. That's 3 on Montrell Williams. SNU will, oh, they are calling that a shooting foul. So Jack Johnson will shoot 2. Johnson is 75% free throw shooter this season. And he's 2 for 2 today. First one is up and no good. That's the first miss of the day for SNU from the foul line. Second one is up and good. (61-56), 10 minutes thereabouts to go in this one. Glassford drives by Johnson, and he palmed the ball. Trying to say he did a Euro step, but doesn't matter what you do with your feet if the hand is under the ball. So SNU basketball. Coach Chad Klein looking for an explanation on the palming. Not getting it, to his satisfaction at least. Stevens in the corner, gets it to Starkey, guarded by Woods. Starkey fouled by Grace. He reaches in and hits Starkey. And just the 6th-team foul. A couple of refs thought it was 7. .20 on the shot clock now. And in the stoppage, Lee will come back into the game for Grace. Spate into Starkey. Comes back in for the corner for 3. It's no good. Starkey tips the rebound around, and Zach Johnson has it. Spate lobs up to Starkey, who grabs it and lays it in. Okay, and we have a technical foul delay of game here. Not sure if that's a team technical or a individual technical. It looks like it. Looks like that is a team technical foul for delay of game. Noah Starkey touching the ball after the layup. And Glasper hits the free throw, and it's a 63-57 game. Arkansas Tech retains possession. 9.5 minutes to go in this one. Lee working against Stevens. Woods confused on whether to give a screen or not. Spate with the steal and the layup in traffic. What a play by Micah Spate. Glasper gets around the Woods screen this time. Behind the back pass. Oh, looked like he shuffled his feet there. Klein down low to Williams, who lays it in. A little bit of frenetic passing there, but Arkansas Tech was able to find the open man and get the layup. Lead remains 6 for SNU, 65-59. Newton with it now, over to that's Zach Johnson with it. Newton dribbles into the elbow with the jumper. It's long, but Starkey has the rebound. Powers back up and is fouled by Woods. Woods did not agree with the call. That is his 3rd personal foul. And that is the team's 7th. Starkey will go to the line to shoot 2. Alex Brown set to check back in for Arkansas Tech after this first free throw. Starkey up and in. Montrell Williams will take a quick break. Jonathan Dunn to the scores table as Starkey hits both. Chris Stevens checks out and Dunn comes back in. Lee working the ball up the court against Dunn. Goes around the Woods pick. Hits Woods. Woods for 3. Long. Starkey tracks down the rebound and gives it up to Spate. Spate pressured by R.J. Glasper. And Glasper commits the foul. Kind of a silly foul committed by R.J. Glasper. Trying to backpedal cross court. Just not a smart play there for Glasper. And that's his 3rd personal foul. And fouls piling up here in the second half for Arkansas Tech. Team that's only running out 8 today. Spade hits the first as R.J. Palmer comes back in for Noah Starkey. Spate goes 2 for 2. He's got 11 points now to go along with 3 steals and 7 assists. Newton pressuring Brown up top. And Zach Johnson picks up the foul on Freddie Lee with a little bit of a hold up top. And now Lee will shoot 1 and 1. Second foul on Johnson, who has 9 points and 6 assists here in this game to go along with 4 rebounds and 2 steals. Just a terrific shot of energy he's given this team off the bench. 1 and 1 for Lee here. Puts it up and in. Lee just a 65% free throw shooter so far this season. 15 of 23. But he hits both of those. Cut the lead to 69-61 with 8 minutes to play here for SNU. Spate with it now. Hits Johnson, who's guarded by Alex Brown. Spate in the corner. Now Newton on the baseline, guarded by Woods. Newton backs in, puts up a wild shot, deflected by Palmer, no good. And Woods running ahead of the field lays it in. Just a little bit of inattention there for SNU, and Woods was able to get behind the defense and lay it in on the fast break. Spate working around an R.J. Palmer pick. Pulls up for 3, and it's good as Woods was slow to close out there. And it's a 9-point game. Zach Johnson a little aggressive on Freddie Lee, and he'll pick up his 3rd foul. And we've got a stoppage in play with 7:07 to go in this one. SNU leads 72-63. We'll be right back. And we are back here. Freddie Lee at the line, shooting 1 and 1. After the foul on Zach Johnson, his 3rd. And it is up and in for Lee. Lee puts up the 2nd, and it hits the front and back iron, but drops in. Klein exits, Glasper back in. Spate. In the corner wing to Johnson. Starkey up top now. Spate guarded by Grace. And Johnson with it. Charles back in the game. Tried to enter to Starkey, but it was knocked away by Woods. Glasper with it. Dives down the lane on Spate. Beautiful hook shot off the glass and in. And Charles steps over the line as Glasper flashed in front of Spate. Charles stepped over the line and committed the in and out turnover, giving it back to Arkansas Tech, which has cut the lead to 72-67. Lead to Grace in the corner, guarded by Spate. Now to Glasper. Glasper guarded by Dunn. Spins, drives down the lane, rejected by Starkey. And then Grace steals it right back from him and lays it in. Really alert play by Jeremy Grace after the terrific block from Noah Starkey. And the lead is down to 3 with 6 minutes to go. Spate up top, guarded by Alex Brown. Gets a screen from Johnson. Lob to Starkey, who slams it home. Trevin Woods caught a little high, and Noah Starkey puts it down. That's 21 points now for Noah Starkey, leading all scorers. RJ Glasper with a deep 3, and it's good. Glasper shooting 40% from 3 so far this season. He's got 15 points off the bench. He's 2 of 4 from deep, and it's a 2-point game again. Spate working hard to get it to Starkey. And the foul is on Alex Brown, who got the hold on Zach Johnson.
Zach Johnson at the line for SNU, shooting 1 and 1.
Zach Johnson at the line, 1-on-1. That's the 9th team foul on Arkansas Tech. Just the first on Alex Brown. And he's short on the free throw, and Grace has the rebound. Glasper works it up across the timeline. 74-72 SNU. And a great cut by Woods, and he's fouled by Johnson going up, and that's Johnson's 4th foul. And Woods will go to the line with a chance to tie the game.
That was on Zach Johnson, his 4th personal foul. Trevin Woods at the line.
First free throw up and is short. So the foul situation piling up for SNU. Charles and Johnson off the bench, both with 4. Quaylen Newton has 3, and Micah Spate has 3. Leonardo Edwards with 4 for Arkansas Tech. Then Glasper, Woods, and Williams all have 3. Second free throw good for Woods. Micah Spate over to Charles, guarded by Brown. Now to Dunn, guarded by Lee. Drives baseline. Dunn lost the handle, got it back. Now over to Stevens, who came in for Johnson just a minute ago. Spate drives, kicks to Dunn. In the corner to Woods. Spate forces up a 3, no good, bounced off the rim. And it goes off Starkey, out of bounds off the rebound deflection. So Arkansas Tech with the ball, 4:42 to go, with a chance to take the lead with a basket here. Glasper drives on Charles, puts up the floater. It's no good. Gets his own rebound, and then it's taken away from him by Spate. And then Trevin Woods grabs the ball while Spate's on the floor. And we've got a jump ball situation. Possession arrow favors the Wonder Boys, and Quaylen Newton will come back into the game for Ashton Charles. 4:23 to go, 74-73. SNU leads. But Arkansas Tech with the ball on the baseline, threatening to take the lead here. Inbound to Grace. Grace gets free and lays it in as Spate fell down. A lot of contact there underneath between Grace and Spate. Spate lost his balance, and Grace was able to get free for the layup, and the Wonder Boys lead 75-74. Quick entry pass to Newton, and it's rejected by Woods. Dunn gets it, lays it up, and in! Fouls on Alex Brown, but Jonathan Dunn gathers in the rejection from Woods and lays it in, and he's fouled. He will shoot one when we come back. 3:59 to go. 76-75. SNU with a 1-point lead. We'll be right back after this. And we're back to action here. Jonathan Dunn at the line for SNU, shooting one to take a 2-point lead with just a second under 4 minutes to go, and it bounces off the rim, backboard and in. 77-75, SNU leads, 3:55 and counting to go in this one in what's been a fun game here at the Sawyer Center today. Dunn guarding R.J. Glasper. Now Newton on Glasper. Glasper drives, stops, pops at the elbow. It's off. Ball deflected out of bounds off of Newton, says the baseline official. Fans down on that corner do not agree. But it did look that was the case. Pretty close call between him and Glasper. Inbound to Brown. Brown spins, fades, and in and out, no good. And Jonathan Dunn has the rebound. Spate in no hurry here with 3.5 minutes to play. Backdoor cut to Stevens, who missed the layup. A little bit of a off pass from Spate. Glasper with it. Lee drives past Starkey. Gives it over to Woods. A little bit too close there. And Dunn knocks it out of bounds. And it will stay here with Arkansas Tech. Lee, inbounding on the baseline, gets it into Grace. Grace thought about a three against Stevens and thought better of it. Lee drives around the screen from Grace, and that's a moving screen on the handoff. And that's a turnover for the Wonder Boys. Just a second foul on Grace. Spate working across the timeline with 3 minutes to go and a 2-point lead. Chooses not to use a Starkey screen. Now he will use it. Drives past Woods. Stops, pops, and scores off the glass. Great job from Spate. And Woods up ahead, and Stevens got a piece of it. And they've got a goaltend on that. Great effort from Chris Stevens, but caught it off the backboard. So that's a goaltending, and Trevin Woods, it's not the first time he's beaten SNU down the court, and proving to be a bit of a problem for the Crimson Storm here late. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go and counting. Still a 2-point lead for SNU after the terrific shot from Spate. Spate with Lee on his hip pocket, and Lee with the foul. So Spate will go to the line for 2 shots now. That's the 10th foul on Arkansas Tech. First one up and good for Spate. Second free throw is long, no good. Glasper goes around the Woods pick, drives by Starkey, floats it up, short. Woods ended up with a rebound, fought for between Woods and Dunn, and it's off Dunn, out of bounds. Arkansas Tech inbounding in front of their bench. Lee up to Glasper. Dunn nearly with the steal there. Glasper drives right by Dunn. Up and under for over Starkey is no good. Glasper certainly being aggressive here in the second half. He is their leading scorer, 17 points a game. All those coming off the bench. Spate, Dunn, now Stevens in the corner, now Newton. Stevens gets it down low to Starkey, who gets inside of Woods and scores. And Starkey holds up his hands walking down the court saying, I did not touch that basketball underneath. So 82-77, a minute and a half to go. It's getting down to danger time for the Wonder Boys. Glasper, guarded by Dunn, calling for a screen from Woods. He uses it, kind of lost his dribble, drives by Dunn, and he's fouled by Dunn on the dribble drive.
Fouls on Jonathan Dunn, his second personal foul.
Second foul on Dunn, and Glasper will go to the line for two with 1:19 to play. And Montrell Williams set to check back in. He's been out for a little while now. That is the 10th foul on SNU as well. Glasper first one up and in.
Montrell Williams for Alex Brown.
Alex Brown will take a seat. Second one is up and in. Newton inbounds over to Stevens. Well, Spate will bring it up with a 3-point lead and 1:10 left in this one. Newton in for Starkey. Starkey calling for that ball down low. Working hard against Woods. Dunn stops, pops the elbow, lost it. Glasper has it. Glasper stops, pops for three. It's good, and we are tied with 48 seconds to go. R.J. Glasper with a huge three-pointer. Timeout SNU. 45 seconds to go, and we are tied at 82 after the deep three-pointer from R.J. Glasper. He had Jeremy Grace open across court. Decided to take it himself, and he puts it in for a tie game. We'll be right back with the finish of this one after this. And we're back here at the Sawyer Center where we have a tie game with 45 seconds remaining. It's 82-82 after the three-pointer from R.J. Glasper tied the game for the Wonder Boys. SNU ball, 27 on the shot clock. Newton and Spate here in the backcourt. We'll see where they go with this one. I would imagine they try to get the ball inside to Starkey. That's what they've been doing all day. Woods guarding him very closely. Johnson with it over to Dunn. Gets the screen from Starkey. Pulls up for a deep three, and it's good! And a quick timeout from Adam Bohach as Jonathan Dunn with a deep three-pointer gives SNU a 3-point lead with 26.7 seconds remaining. Didn't look like a lot of action there for SNU as far as just with the screening and the off-ball movement. But Jonathan Dunn, after the double team from Trevin Woods went away, he was able to get enough space. And the lanky sophomore, 6'4" sophomore from Alamo Heights High School in San Antonio, Texas, is able to rise and fire and able to get that three-pointer to go and give SNU a 3-point lead. Now how will Arkansas Tech respond here? A lot of time left in this one with 26.5 seconds remaining. Klein in the game. He's the shooter. Lee bringing it up the court. Ashton Charles and Newton into the game. Glasper gets stuck and has to call timeout with 11.5 seconds to go. This will be a full timeout. Great defense there from Newton and Stevens and Johnson. Excuse me, Johnson and Newton out there up top. Great defense on the perimeter. And just 11 seconds now on the clock for Arkansas Tech to work with. Down 3, 85-82. Arkansas Tech just 10 of 28 for the game from three-point range. That's 35.7%. Glasper's 3 for 5. Mason Klein 3 for 9. Just 1 for 6 in the first half, so he's 2 for 3 here in the second half. So not plenty of options all over the floor from deep for Arkansas Tech. If you're SNU, can't be too aggressive in doubling or trying to chase guys off the three-point line. Have to be smart. Klein, Glasper, Lee, Grace, and Woods. SNU counters with Charles, Johnson, Spate, Dunn, and Newton. And Glasper, bad inbounds pass from Klein, and Glasper has to hold up just at the half-court stripe and is able to get the timeout before falling into the backcourt. So again, about 10 seconds to go in this one. SNU with a 3-point lead, 85-82, in what's been a terrific back and forth Great American Conference clash here in Bethany. Between the two leaders in the conference, SNU in first place, Arkansas Tech part of a cluster at 4-1. Glasper in the backcourt with it now, 7 seconds. Runs away from a screen. He's got Newton on him. Step back three for the tie. It's off the rim, no good, and SNU holds on for victory. Terrific defense there from Quaylen Newton. Forced RJ Glasper into a difficult three-point attempt. And SNU remains undefeated in conference play with a thrilling 85-82 win over the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys. We will take a short break, and we will be right back with post-game reaction as well as a talk with head coach Adam Bohach right after this. And we're here after a thrilling 85-82 SNU win over Arkansas Tech with center Noah Starkey, one of the few people in the world taller than myself. Noah finished the game with 23 points and 5 rebounds. Noah, what was the key to the win today?
I think our key was on defense and playing hard, and we were really trying to force the ball inside, and we had an advantage, so that's what we were going for. But
they did a lot of fronting you. What's the challenge with that for you as a center against smaller guys like that?
Well, it's just tough sometimes when they got the backside there to get it into me, but our guys did a great job of insisting that the ball was going inside, and so all I had to do was finish it. So
Arkansas Tech came in averaging 91 points. You held them a little bit below that, but they never really seemed to get in a flow offensively. What were you guys doing defensively to kind of keep them off balance?
I mean, we were just trying to play hard every possession, and we had a strategy on defense on the ball screen, and we just executed that well. So
Zach Johnson came off the bench. Ashton Charles also came off the bench, gave you a lot of great minutes, especially Ashton Charles, just a freshman. What have you seen from him that he's grown into so far this season?
I mean, he's doing a great job. He's working hard in practice, trying to get better, and he's been having a great season so far. So it's exciting to see these new guys playing good. So
Noah, you guys are 7-0 in conference play so far. Still pretty early in the year, but where do you think this team can go with how you've played so far?
I mean, I think we just got to keep coming in, going hard every day, and we can go a long ways.
Thank you, Noah. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
That's Noah Starkey, 23 points, 5 rebounds today for the Crimson Storm. We'll be right back with head coach Adam Bohach right after this. And we're back now with SNU head coach Adam Bohach. Adam, terrific game today, really back and forth. What was the key for you guys coming out with a big win?
Yeah, I mean, right there at the end, that last stop was important, and the rebound. But I just thought we showed a little bit of stubbornness in terms of a good stubbornness that we threw the ball inside, and we at least attempted to look in there, and I was really pleased with that, and I thought that was a huge key because they are impossible to guard, and they're really hard to get back and get your defense set. And so, we needed some layups, and we got a few, and so that was probably the number one key.
Yeah, Noah with 23 points, 5 rebounds. He did a great job overcoming them, fronting him. What sort of challenges is that for him when they're fronting him and for your guards to get that pass into him over the top?
Yeah, it takes great humility on Noah's part, I think, that he's open, and he feels so open out there, and we're growing and learning how to find him and maybe find him better on the second side and the third side. And if we can keep going down that track, I think there's a whole lot more for us offensively when we play through him. And there were stretches there where we did that, and really happy for Noah to play 34 minutes in that kind of pace and the kind of things that he had to do defensively, and that really speaks to his commitment to take care of himself and conditioning and toughness and all of those things. So I'm really happy for Noah.
Were there any adjustments that you guys made there in the first half? It looks like they were kind of exploiting that matchup on their offensive end for you guys defensively with that mismatch for him. Were there any adjustments that you made, or was he just able to overcome that and make better decisions?
Yeah, I thought maybe a little bit we did a better job, if you can, of getting back and getting set. When we're playing from a scramble in transition against them, they all 5 can shoot, and they're unselfish, and they move it. And so you're always behind the ball. And so maybe it wasn't an adjustment, but we maybe did a little better of getting back. And so there were more possessions where we had our heels dug in and we're looking at them when they crossed half court. And, that gives you a little bit better chance to have a good defensive possession.
your bench had some real key contributions this afternoon, especially from Zach and Ashton. How important is Zach's contribution, especially with him rebounding and getting 6 assists as well off the bench, as well as 9 points?
Yeah, I thought Zach was awesome. His energy is a spark for us, and his toughness. And then Ashton, continues to grow, and that was a big-time environment for him today in terms of all the different things that we had to do on one day's notice. And that can be overwhelming for a freshman, and I didn't think he blinked at all. I mean, he looked like he belonged out there, and if he'll keep working, he'll be able to continue to help us.
How big is that for your confidence in him and his confidence going forward in conference play that he was able to do that so well in a tough environment?
The team has confidence in all these guys because they practice well. And so if you see it, if you're able to do it in our practice, you're able to do it in a real game. And especially a guy like Ashton, who's going against Noah and Jared Starkey every day, and Quaylen Newton and RJ, if he's able to do something in our practice, he should be able to do something in the game. And so we all have confidence in Ashton and in each of our guys because of the way they practice.
You guys held them a little bit below their scoring average for the season, and while they were able to get to 82, it seemed like they never were able to get in any sort of flow offensively. What were you guys doing defensively to kind of take that away?
Yeah, again, just trying to get back and trying to contest and trying to limit them to one, and it's really easy for me to sit up here and do that. It's really hard to do it, and so hats off to our guys and their effort to do it.
Coach, you're now 7-0 in conference play. What do you see down the line for your guys just with this great start and being in front by a couple games now?
Yeah, I mean, the start is fine. You want to start well, but we all know that doesn't mean anything. And so, we got to keep getting better. Maybe we got a little better this week. Can we get better on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday? And then, we play a really good ball club on Thursday, and that'll be the next one.
Coach, thank you for your time, and congrats on another big win for you guys. That's Coach Adam Bohach for SNU. We'll be right back after this to break down the final stats and send you off to the next game.
Thanks.
And welcome back to the Sawyer Center, where SNU has overcome an 85-82 final score over the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys. Looking at the final stats for SNU, finished the game 31 of 62, 50% from the field, 9 of 23 from three-point range, that's 39%, and a crisp 14 of 17 from the foul line as well. Arkansas Tech, 29 of 63, 46%, 10 of 29 from three-point range, 34.5%, just a little under their season average, and also 14 of 17, 82.4% from the foul line. Really even game, 8 ties, 11 lead changes, and as you saw heard from the shooting percentages, really even game across the board. Arkansas Tech won the rebounding battle 33-30, courtesy of an 11-9 offensive rebound edge. SNU led by as many as 10 with about 8 minutes to go in the second half. Arkansas Tech led by as many as 7 about halfway through the first half. Points off turnovers. Arkansas Tech ended up with 17, SNU with 14. 42-36, SNU won the battle with points in the paint. 23 of those coming from Noah Starkey, a huge reason why SNU was able to control that. SNU also 16-14 in second chance points, while Arkansas Tech ended up 9-4 on fast break points. For SNU individually, Noah Starkey, again, 23 points, 5 rebounds to lead all scorers in this one. 8 of 11 from the field, and as you heard from both him and Coach Bohach, a really tough environment for him with the situation of just being fronted all day, tough passing lanes for his teammates, but a great job from everyone getting him those 23 points. 7 of 7 from the free throw line as well. Micah Spade, a quiet 17 points today, 8 assists, 3 steals. He was 6 of 12 from the field, just 2 of 7 from three-point range. But another great job managing the offense and managing the team's really collective attitudes and emotions in this one. Jonathan Dunn, 16 points, as well as that huge three-pointer that gave SNU the win. That three-pointer came with 26.5 seconds left, or excuse me, 11 seconds left. Just a huge three-pointer that gave SNU the 85-82 lead that they were able to hold on to and win. 3 of 10 from three-point range for Jonathan Dunn. Like we talked about, Zach Johnson came off the bench, scored 9 points, had 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Just an all-around terrific performance for him. Real burst of energy for the Crimson Storm, and he was able to help in a litany of ways today. Ashton Charles came off the bench as a freshman, scored 7 points, had 5 rebounds. Did get in a little bit of foul trouble at times and turn the ball over a little bit, but overall a terrific performance from the freshman. Quaylen Newton had 6 points, 5 rebounds. Chris Stevens with 5 points, and R.J. Palmer with 2 points to cap out the scoring for SNU. For Arkansas Tech, R.J. Glasper came off the bench to score 20 points. He had 5 assists as well, shot 6 of 15 from the field, including 3 of 6 from three-point range. Trevin Woods had 15 points, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks, 6 for 9 from the field, and a great job defensively across the board for the Wonder Boys. Montrell Williams, the only other player in double figures with 12 points. He's 5 of 9 from the field, 6 rebounds. Most of that damage coming in the first half. Freddie Lee and Mason Klein, each with 9 points. Klein was 3 of 9 from three-point range. Lee, most of his damage at the foul line. 4 for 4 at the foul line, led the team with 6 assists. Jeremy Grace with 8 points off the bench. Alex Brown with 7 points. And then Leonardo Edwards capped out the scoring with 2 points. SNU will be back in action next Thursday here at the Sawyer Center against Northwestern Oklahoma State. Northwestern Oklahoma State coming into today's games, we're second in the conference with Arkansas Tech, tied at 4-1, 8-2 overall. So another tough test for Coach Adam Bohach and the Crimson Storm. And then next Saturday they will be at East Central, which is also 4-1 in conference play. So they play the 3 teams right behind them in the conference standings, back to back to back, over their, including today, over their over this 3-game stretch. So an important time for the Crimson Storm here to maintain that lead in the conference. They are 7-0 now and 10-1 overall. Again, the final score here from the Sawyer Center in Bethany on the campus of Southern Nazarene University. Crimson Storm 85, Arkansas Tech 82. Thanks for listening.